Hey guys, my name is Patrick and welcome to our today's video. In our today's story, we'll see how this woman gaslighted her husband and blamed him without no reason. But finally, this husband walked away. Let's see how this ends. A story, how I discovered my wife's multiple affairs. First, how we met, one night during a night out with some friends. And being the third wheeler, the girlfriend of one of my friends invited my ex-wife to join our table, which she accepted. During the hangout, we hit it off. The connection was there. The spark, the flame. I thought she was pretty, and honestly, a little bit shy. How I was wrong. After that night, we went on a date, but before that I purposely gave my contact wrong to see if she kept the interest. She managed to find me in FB and added me as a friend. We started texting, and thus the first date was made. On that same date I hugged her. We were sitting on the couch of a club, and I thought to myself, the worst that can happen is getting slapped. So I asked, can I do it? She stared at me like a deer in the middle of the road. Then her face came closer, and bam, big old smooch. After that, she started coming to my house more and more frequently, and after a small argument, I said that I loved her. Bear in mind that this was the first time I knew that I indeed loved her, not lust or passion, just simply love. She texted, "Do you really love me?" I responded, "Yes, I do." She asked, "Do you want to be my boyfriend?" I of course said, "Yes." I know, massive red flag. After that, we started dating, and everything went all right. She met my friends, which many in fact would betray me after, and everything felt nice. She introduced me to her parents, and I introduced to mine over Christmas in 2019. She wanted to start a family and wanted to have children as soon as possible. Now I see that she gaslighting me. I've always wanted to take more slowly, but I loved her at the time. Plus, I also wanted to be a father. She wanted to get married, and so we did. We got married at the beginning of the next year, 2020. We moved in with her parents, and since I was the only one with a job, I brought all of my income to the household. She never got a job, either because she didn't want or was unlucky, I don't know, although I did knew that she never touched her pension for the medical leave. All stored up, and I was penniless. The bills kept coming, and the payments were done. Fast forward a few months, I get the suspicion that something's off. By this time, I had managed to clear her name from a previous husband's debt and her mother's, and was still paying her car. Also, I paid for an operation for her to get thinner for her health. She was quite obese, like pretty big. She didn't exercise, and fast food was her go-to meal. I, on the other hand, since I was a chubby guy since childhood, tend to take caution. But at that time, I was also very big. I knew something was off, but I couldn't point it out. She would constantly belittle me, criticize me, and tell me to man up. I kept quiet and just assumed it was my fault. I didn't want to lose her. I was so stupid. Rose-tinted glasses. Her father belittled me, her mother criticized me. The only good people of their family was the grandparents. Things remained like this until her mother got sick and went to the hospital. She stopped sleeping with me, and the bedroom was dead. I grew in frustration, but bottled it in. She would go out at odd hours to return way late. No hugs, no intimacy, until one day I said, "Will you please go sleep with me just once? I need my wife with me." She decided to go sleep with me only one night, and then again sleeping with her mother. When she slept with me, she was angry to do so. I decided that I would stop asking and started sleeping alone. After that, she would only sleep with if she so desired, or because her father wanted to. And intimacy was dead only once or twice each 4 months or so. Because of our financial crisis, she wanted to do some naughty work. I gave her my consent, but told her I was opposed. Well, my body did. No more kisses, nothing. She said no. She promised to stop and that she was only mine afterwards, yet still didn't slept with me. And again, I always had to initiate. My frustration grew. Fast forward to this year. January, my mom gets diagnosed with breast cancer. I warned her I wanted to go and see my mother. She said she couldn't come because she had a course starting on February. My guts start giving a warning sign. From February to March, she goes to her course for renovating her licenses to start doing private security jobs. When she returns, we were lovey-dovey. Then before leaving again, She drops the bomb. One of my friends wanted to do the dirty with her, and that he loved her, got upset about the fact, and started a witch hunt, cut contact, that I had a suspicion of being capable of doing this. This was before we got married, and she came with the excuse of, I didn't want it to damage your relationship with your friend. Red flags waving in the sky. I confided with a true friend about my situation. He told me, mate, she is doing the dirty with other guys. Check her phone if you are not sure. If there's nothing there, you can relax. During this crisis, my ex-wife decided to run away with other men, then help me out. All I just needed, in my opinion, was a hug, a warm night. Nothing else. I would be happy. She returns from her course. I wait for a few days. The days she gets back decides to make an argument with me, saying that I'm doing nothing for us and that I don't take the initiative. Same old complaints. We were planning during that time to move out and got to a city that has a lot of job offers and start living just the two of us plus my mother-in-law. In a way, it was never just the two of us. My mother-in-law was always there. During the argument, she asks, why don't I take her again on dates? I replied, well, your mother is always with us. I can't have a small alone time with you. Plus, every time I proposed for us to go on dates, she would deny it or just plainly tell that she didn't want that. During this time, I didn't had any proof. A few days go by, and on the 13th of May, after she's asleep, I unlock her phone. I felt dirty, stupid, by doing this, but that feeling quickly went off and was substituted by rage. I saw in her WhatsApp loads and loads of texts, pics, videos, you name it. She did everything. Meanwhile, I was stuck at home with a dead bedroom and penniless. I found out that she was in bed with another man during my birthday. Rage soon came. I wanted to slap her awake, but thanks to my mother, I managed to remain calm, went for a smoke outside. After that, every day, until she left, I collected evidence upon evidence, tried to sweep my tracks, but every time I kissed I felt like I was going to puke. I trusted her with my life. I wanted to raise a child with her. I wanted to grow old with her. But after that night, and until today, I only feel rage, disgust, and hurt, so much pain. The day before she left again, for her course, I confronted her. At first I said, we need to talk. Don't you have nothing to tell me? Are you sure? Aren't you back into the bad life? Aren't you seeing other men, other women? She denied everything. I asked to show her cell phone. She didn't. So a little bit later, I showed her a small part of what I found out. Just the more recent ones she didn't knew, at least that what she said, her mother took the blame. I didn't believe that and still don't, so she left. I told my mother what happened on the 24th. Or 25th of May, I went home to my parents with just a small duffel bag with a few essentials, although I did told her about it. On the next, I talked with my mother about the situation and started planning for the D-Day on the 2nd of June. I wished her a happy anniversary. It was our marriage anniversary, and at night I told that I wanted a divorce via FaceTime. After that day, she tried the usual cheaters says, are you sure this is what you want? Remember, we are stronger. Didn't you want it to grow old together? During this time, I was wavering a bit and kept contact to a minimum. We were supposed to meet after that to sell our wedding rings, but she was a no-show. Quite probably she went to the place she was staying to do some nightly activities. I went and sold my rings with my mother-in-law, and she was tearful, but I didn't felt a thing. Nothing. Just anger. We went with a friendly divorce. I kept my things. She kept her. We later met before the divorce to talk and sign the paperwork. She wanted to know why. I told her, you neglected me. You didn't sleep with me. You didn't have intimacy with me. You didn't care. You always told I was your first priority, but your actions told me otherwise. She asked, didn't you think that if we lived alone together things would change? I believed for a while, but you never changed, and the day never came. I never cheated on you. I don't believe that, and never will. Can we at least remain friends? You will change your number or block me on FB. Sure, I won't. I blocked her after the divorce. I've maintained a no-contact policy to this day. The anger has mellowed out. It's still there. I hate her for what she did. She transformed a pure thing into plain hatred and hurtful feeling. One day I will forget, but never forgive. I don't know if she has read it or not. But one thing's I can say there's hope. Working out makes me feel better. Playing video games and many other hobbies have been resumed on my part. I'm moving on. The scars are still there, but I will do whatever I can to get over this. I'm going to go to a psychiatrist on October and should get a new job on the area I'm living now. It's time to close this chapter. Thank you all for the support. I hope that my story inspires you a bit, and remember it hurts, but it will pass. If you need someone, I'm here to help. Good luck, guys and girls. You deserve better. Glad to hear that. You're doing better now. As to you telling her that you'd still be amicable, and then going full no contact after the divorce finalization, I say, good for you. Others may say that you lied to her about that, but I believe that, as she'd had multiple affairs while you were married, she deserved to be lied to on this one thing. What did you get by deceiving her? An amicable and relatively financially painless divorce, your freedom, and a chance to truly heal from the gaping psychic wounds she inflicted on you with her wanton ways and multiple infidelities.